Hey everybody, Body here. This video is going to be about the basics of Schoology. I'm just going to run through the dashboard and show you what everything is. And then I thought that I would go into my sandbox course and show everybody how to create a few assignments. So the first thing you're going to see when you open up Schoology is your course dashboard and your recent activity. Now, your recent activity for a teacher is going to be filled with posts from other professionals in the groups that you belong to. And it's just like a running feed. Think of it like as a Facebook feed. Your course dashboard is going to be filled with all the courses that you teach. It's also going to contain all of those classes that you're either taking through the Buffalo Teacher Center or, in this case, your Superintendent Conference Day trainings that you did as well. The students will only see the courses that they are taking, and their recent activity is going to be filled with their teachers and the posts from their teachers and the updates of those courses. Along the top here, you see that you have courses, groups, and resources. Obviously, courses is just another view of your courses. This is also where if you have a whole bunch of things going on in here and you can't find your particular courses or they're not at the top, you'd be able to click My Courses, and it's going to lead you to this page that controls all of your courses. Clearly, there's quite a few. And if you want to make it so that you can just see your courses that you're teaching, you click on Reorder Courses, a box opens up, and it's a click and drag program. You can go through, and there are courses that are going to appear on your screen. And then if you scroll a little lower, you'll get a line, and these will not appear on the courses dropdown, so you can pick and choose which ones you can see. Okay? On the right-hand side, there are going to be reminders. For a teacher, these are things that students have submitted. It's going to remind you that you have grading to do or that a student has uploaded assignments. It's also going to show you that if you belong to any courses with a co-teacher, if they've posted work or assignments that are coming up, you'll see them over here as well. Your group tab is filled with all the groups that you belong to. Now, these are things that you have, you've needed a code to join. Everybody is part of the PS 301 staff group, okay, because you belong to Burgard. But it depends on what you've joined. You know, for me, it's the AP, the resources, the English department, things like that. So your groups will depend on what you've joined. And finally, you have this tab here that's called Resources. This is where I would recommend everybody begin building the stuff that they want to put into their various courses. The reason being is that resources is never emptied. So at the end of every year, your courses are archived and they're kind of wiped out. But if you build your work in resources, it will always be here. So some of this I created in September. I'd been playing around with it over the summer, and so you can see that the stuff that I built over the summer is still here, and I don't have to worry about it disappearing on me. Okay. This is the search. Everybody knows how to use that, so I'm going to skip it. This is the App Center. This is for when you want to add another tool to the already long list of tools that Schoology offers. If you want to upload documents from your Google Drive or from your OneDrive, this is where you would have to add an app. So I'm going to recommend a few to start with. I'm going to recommend the Google Drive assignments. This is if you're a Google person and you have a Google Drive, what you're going to do is you're going to download the app. So you just click on it, click on install. It's going to ask you if you agree to use it appropriately. And then you're going to choose the courses where you might want to be able to upload from your Google Drive so the students can do some work. You just click on the class. Be careful not to click the course admins only or the students won't have access to it. And then once you've picked those courses that you want to install it, you just click install. And I'll show you in a second what that looks like so that you know you've done it correctly. I would also recommend the OneDrive app as well. We've been pushed to use the Microsoft Office, but be careful which one you pick. you do want to make sure that you are using the OneDrive assignments. These are equivalent to the Google Drive assignments. Okay. The next icon is the calendar. This is just an alternative view for the right-hand side of the original screen. And it will give you your month in a breakdown. Now for students, this is going to show them all the upcoming assignments they have for the month. If you're one of those teachers and likes to plan way out ahead of time, what things the kids will be doing and what assignments and when they'll be due, this is where the kids will see all of their assignments. The envelope here in the corner is your message center. Students are able to message people directly. All they have to do, they can create a new message here, type in someone's name, send the subject and send. They can attach things, a file, link, a resource, and they can even audio or video record if their computer's camera is working, of course. And then the bell here, this is your notification center. So this is, you'll get like a little circle with a number in it for how many notifications you've received. This will tell you like that somebody has posted work, or that, you know, they've contributed to a discussion board or things of that nature. And then finally, you have your name here, which has your profile. And if you click on it, it's just going to bring it to your information page. And the students, when they do this, they have a district-wide email. So if you're using that Google Drive, just be careful, because the students are going to need to make sure that they actually have a Google Drive before they're able to access the work that you upload. Figured that out today. So just keep that in mind. All right, so now I'm going to show you a basic course that I have designed, and I'm going to show you a few things about how to upload some folders and some assignments, but I want to give you an idea of what a completed course looks like. Now, keep in mind that this is a work in progress. As I'm seeing students need things, this is changing over and over again. I've added folders, taken them away. At this point, I think I have to add another folder about important information. Some of the students keep asking me, like, where do I go to get tech help? All right, well, maybe I need to make a document for that. But for now, these are the basics for just my class. You're going to make whatever works for you and your content. Within each one, whenever you create a folder, you can give it a description so that the kids know what is in the folder, so they don't have to go on a hunt for things. But over here on the left-hand side is really where I want to start. You have this course options here. If you look into it, you can actually change a couple of things. There's you can actually edit the course settings to figure out what, you know, set the screen so that the kids see a particular link when they come in. If you want them to see their updates, you can set it there. If you want them to see their materials, you can set it there. But the interesting thing here is view course as. So if I click on this, I can actually get a list of my students that are in my class, and I can click on a name. And now I'm in the student view. This is what the student will see when they come into my course. So if you can remember, there was actually another folder down here that said emergency lessons. In my Schoology, that's unpublished. I haven't published it for the students yet. It's there for me. So you can think of Schoology as a kind of electronic binder or an electronic file cabinet. It's your hub. It's going to hold all of the work that the students are going to complete through virtual learning, okay? So as you can see, this student has completed the lessons of the week. I can show you how to set requirements so that you know and can track the activity of your kids. But this is what she's going to see, okay? And if I want to go back to my own view, I just click back to course. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple different things, basics for what you can do to start building your course. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and I'm going to click Edit Picture. It's easier, I think, to give each of your classes a different picture. It's quicker to find them. It's also visually appealing. So you can use any of the images below, or you can add your own. For the sake of time, I'm just going to click one down here, and I'm going to change it. And now it's particular to this course. I'm going to start by adding some folders. Now, one of the things that we have to have is the Teams link meeting, so that students can get onto that virtual classroom so that they can do their work and live chat with us while they're working. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click Add Materials, and I'm going to create a folder. Now you can choose the color of your folder. and you're going to give it a title. I labeled mine links, okay? And then you can give it a description. You don't have to, but you can. Live links for class meetings and office hours, okay? Now the date here is something that you can set if you decide that you want to create a folder that is published for a certain length of time. The kids have access to it for maybe a week or a month at a time, and then they don't get it anymore. So then it will unpublish automatically. I don't do that. I leave everything posted all the time. That way the kids always have access to everything. And then so I'm just going to click create. Now my link is there. My folder link is there. So I'm going to go into my folder and I'm going to add one of the links. Now I've already gone and copied the link from my Outlook in my district email, and my other video shows you how to do that. So I'm not going to go through that right now, but I'm going to come down here. I'm going to click add file, link external tool. I'm going to paste my URL, title it. And then remember, we're toggling off the display in Schoology when we want it to display in a new window, and we're going to click add. Okay. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to add a folder for assignments. These are going to be the daily writing assignments that the students are going to work through. So I'm titling it. I'm giving it a description. You can be more specific if you want. And then I'm going to change the color just because I like rainbow colors. And I'm going to create my folder. Okay. Now I'm going to go into my folder and I'm going to add a material. So when we went and we downloaded the app, the Google Drive and the OneDrive, this is where this is going to show up. Okay. So I'm going to click add assignment. And Schoology is having some delays, but that's to be expected because everybody's on it now. I'm going to label this author, search, and summary. Now I already have a document created in Google Drive. I'm going to give it a little description. Follow the link to the author's page and read their bio. Okay. And I want to attach. So there's several things that you can do here. Once I've downloaded the apps that I want, I now have access to my Google Drive assignment and my OneDrive assignments. But if you're working from like a zip drive, you have a full, a file that you want to upload from a zip, this is where you're going to do that. Okay, you're just going to click on it. Anything that you have hooked up to the computer, you can get into if it's not on the Google Drive or the OneDrive. You can add links, resources, you can actually do audio and video, and you can do an external tool. This would be a PlayPosit, a Nearpod, the bulbs like that. So I'm going to click on Google Drive Assignments. Now, be careful with Google Drive Assignments because most of their documents work in Schoology, but I think that the Google Forms is not compatible, so it won't even let you upload. So I'm just going to click my author, search, and summary. That's my document that I created in my Google Drive and I want to share with the kids. And I'm going to attach it. And then I'm going to give it a due date. Okay, it'll be due today. It's going to be 10 points. And it's not going to let you post anything until you create a new grading category. So whether you're deciding to grade in Schoology or just using Infinite Campus, you still have to create a category, okay? You can add a rubric if you have one. I don't have one. This is just a did they do it, did they not? And then down here, you can individually assign an assignment. So this is for those students where if you have differentiation in your classroom, you have one assignment for students with special needs, and you have one assignment for your general education students. This is where you can individually assign which student gets which copy of which document. This tells you if it's published to the kids. Maybe you want to put it in Schoology, but you don't want the kids to have access to it. You could toggle it off. And when you're ready for the kids to have it, you toggle it back on. And this is to copy the courses. in case you have the same classes doing the same activity on the same day. You wouldn't have to do this in another course. You could just copy the whole thing. So now I'm going to click create. And of course it was going to do that for me. So I have to refresh for a second. And I'm going to have to run through the whole thing again. So bear with me for 2 seconds. Okay, so there is my assignment. Now, here's the really cool thing. Google Docs and OneDrive assignments, they offer this really cool feature where a student can be in a document and you can be somewhere else and open their document, and you can edit the document together with the student simultaneously, where I can see them typing from my screen and they can see me typing from their screen. So if you click on this, you'll come to this description page. Okay, now the students are going to see the description, and they're going to have another button here that says My Document. They will click on My Document, and they'll be asked, do you want to edit this document or do you want to submit this document? Once they click Edit, okay, once they click Edit, a document will be created for them. So it's another way for you to track if your students are getting in and doing the work. So I opened it, Ms. Abadi. No, you didn't, because it would have been created. You didn't even click on it. So you can actually see them as they work, and you can actually work here with them, or you can open it up into another tab. Now, unfortunately, because I don't have any students working, I can't show you exactly what that looks like, but it's a lot of playing around with it. Okay? So I'm going to head back. All right. So these have been the basics for how to add certain materials. Now, again, like I said, I recommend using the resource section to create anything, and then that way you can push it out. I'll show you how to do that right now. I've come to my resources and I have some things that I want to, have always. So I have them here in my resources, but I want to push them out to the courses so that the kids can do them. So any of the things that I make ahead of time, so my folder here for pre-tests, what I can do is I can actually add these to a course. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to add these to a course. Here's my practice course down here. I can decide from this little drop-down menu which folder I actually want to put it in. So if I have a folder that's labeled the first weeks of school, I could actually put it directly into that folder. I don't have anywhere I want to put it in particular, so I'm just going to let it get loaded into the course. And so when we go back here, I click on my courses and I re-enter my sandbox, what I should see is the file. And there it is. Okay, so those are the basics, guys. I know that was really, really fast. If you need any help, let me know. I'm in room 300, and if you're more of an advanced player with Schoology, I can help you build tests and assessments that way as well. So you know where to find me if you need any help. Okay, thanks.